ever wondered why the market always goes against you? Many times after you've bought a share, then share prices started to drop. Is it because that the market doesn't like you? How do we overcome this situation then? M Plus Wiz, which alerts on potential entry for trending stocks, might do the trick for you. Is that all for the Wiz feature? Not at all. To find out more, please visit us at mplusonline.com/wiz.
Okay, hi, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to our M Plus Wiz Highlights Pro. Today, I am Louis Lau here and sharing with you this webinar on the M Plus Wiz Highlights. So I think today a lot of people would have bought into all these oil and gas stocks, and all these oil prices are going up higher and higher. So what is the outlook for oil and gas counters? I think that is pretty much what we are going to talk about today. But other than that, what else are actually trading higher in the stock market? I would want to also emphasize on construction, the plantation sectors, and also transportation and logistics. So these basically are the ones that is actually bringing the hot stock market higher for today. But overall, I think you can see that generally speaking, market has been quite hot over the past 2 weeks due to this oil and gas rally, plantation rally, transportation and logistic rally. And this month is the month of budget 2022. So normally ahead of this budget 2022, people will be operating in terms of what they're going to position themselves in the stock market is to identify some market winners in the stock market ahead of this budget 2022. So that is why you can see construction has been great. But if you drill down to all this construction, this construction sector, you can actually look out as actually because of the interstate travel, Gamuda WCE Holdings, which is the sort of these highway operators are actually trading higher. So in that sense, that has helped the construction sector in a way to because of this interstate travel news, then people are buying into Gamuda and WCE Holdings Berhad. Okay, so that is just some glimpse outlook. At a glance, what is actually moving. In terms of KLCI, today a lot of things are trading higher. Mainly 21 of the stocks out of 30 counters are up, and that has been also being helpful, being lifted, underpinned by the support from this PM speech yesterday, which is the again the interstate travel. And when we are hitting around 90% of the vaccination rate for adult population, we can expect really a lot of full force rebooting in terms of the economy is going to happen this month or so. Okay, so overall, before we go into our highlights of what we have picked so far, we just want to mention a few things. Oil and gas. Look at the oil prices. Okay, look at the oil prices. Oil prices has been sustaining today above the 82, 83 level, and right now it's 83.58. So that is why people are very, very positive on oil and gas stocks for the time being. And people might say that this Brent oil can hit around 90. So if that is the case, then most of the stocks that is under oil and gas sector will benefit. If you look into energy index in Malaysia, it has surged strongly. So this morning we were saying that there is a positive breakout, and it has surged this today itself, and that's why we have put in several counters under oil and gas sector. The other sector that really is attracting people will be the crude palm oil related counters. So palm oil related sectors has been up since 2 weeks ago, but it was creeping higher and higher until it breaches above the 4,008 for CPO price. Then people start to take note of the plantation counters. One thing to take note is that right now the CPO price is at a very inflated area, and therefore that has been helpful. But because early on when it was around 3,003, it was also high, but just that it didn't really see a good buying interest in terms of plantation sector. So what was the dampener that time is the ESG scoring. So most of the companies in under the plantation stocks are not able to capture all this good healthy ESG scoring due to these how they treat their lands, how they treat their the plantations, how they treat the labors as well. So ESG scoring wasn't favorable for plantation stocks. But when it surged above 4,005 towards 4,008 towards 5,000 area, now people are looking at maybe the earnings can overcome this, and therefore people are buying into the plantation counters again. So that is just some narrative that people are using to trade plantation counters, and be reminded as when the crude palm oil price can surge around 4,009 towards 5,000, then their earnings will become much greater in the sense that they can pay much more dividend compared to previous years. So given that a very low base area for plantation counters and they can pay high dividends, then that will be some of the catalysts that people might want to trade plantation counters again. So that's why we put in 2 counters for today for plantation. And then the rest is Samcam, Hexstar. Those are the counters that is related to oil and gas and also plantation chemical products. Hexstar is related to plantation chemicals. So when CPO price is inflated, people will also buy into this buy agriculture the chemical products to boost their production. Okay, so in that sense, chemical products that related to plantation will benefit as well. Then the other one is Success. The other one is P-Trans. P-Trans is related to the interstate travel and also tourism. So other than that, I want to point you to one other thing, which is the CRB, which is the commodity index ETF. So if you look in the overall view on the commodities section, it is all the way up since a few months back, and this is May. This is in May last year. It went all the way up from 9 to 19 right now. So it's almost has risen about about more than 100%. And this is still going up. Okay, still going up, which means that overall commodities prices are up. You can trade related to commodity sections. So for instance, if you want to trade aluminium counters, you may trade because I think there are still more room to go. For instance, aluminium futures, if you check, aluminium futures is at all-time high area. I mean, right now it's at very inflated or elevated area. Okay, I can't show you. Yeah, this one. Okay, so it is going up. And the other one is copper as well. Copper, you can see copper futures. It is also trading higher as well. So overall, I would say that commodity cycles is right now the trend. And if you want to trade on most of the commodity trend, you also have to look out for whether they are low base, they are having some good risk and reward trading ratio as well. So those are the things that you need to look for when you are trading the stock market for selective counters. But the big broader market is that everything is going up on the commodity section. So that is why you can see plantation, oil and gas, aluminium, copper related this morning has been going up. So what is our stock picks for today? I just want to re-emphasize on what did we pick. We have picked the oil and gas counters, Panergy. We have picked Hwaseong. We have picked plantation countersign, Plantation. We have picked Jaya Tiasa. We have picked, other than that, we have Hexstar, we have Samcam, and we have P-Trans, and we have Success. So let's drill down one by one. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so P-Trans was triggered around 9:30. We have put in 9:30, Panergy, Success, Hwaseong, Hexstar, JTSR, Semcam, most of them has actually triggered. Okay, so I think those are some of the good buying opportunity, and right now we are still looking into further upside into the stocks that we are looking at. So for JTSR, it went up from around I think it triggered around 74.5 when it break above this resistance zone, and it traded towards 76.5. So there is around 2 cents, 4 ticks range for you to trade. But I don't think it's the end of the the trend yet. I would still think that there are more upside towards the resistance around the 78 or even this level here. And bear in mind, this is just start, just a start for the plantation stocks. So if you look at the plantation index for FBM KLCI, you can see that it is still, it is still up. So I would presume that it can also hit the previous high around the 196 level. So there are still, 7196, which is 7,200. There are 200 points more to go. I think it is quite worthwhile for people to continue trading on plantation counters. So that is just my thoughts on the plantation stock. So that is why Simeplan, and also this is one of the big caps. Then JTSI is some smaller caps. People are looking at all of this very strong alpha plays in the market. Okay, other than that, Panergy has been has triggered us definitely around 9:30, and it has went up higher from this point 95 towards the highest point is around 99.5. So which means that we have put in a very timely on oil and gas counters, even though we didn't put all of the oil and gas counters, but certainly in our traders list we also have some other counters such as Hibiscus, Heng Yuan, and also Hibiscus is here as well. So definitely they have been triggered. Okay, so so that's the idea behind why we pick oil and gas counters since a few weeks last week or even 2 weeks back. So because we foresee that the oil and gas counters are coming back due to the higher and firmer oil and gas players, oil and gas prices, and that's why Panergy is one of the picks today, because it has not been coming out so strongly early on. It is just a breakout and pullback and continuation pattern. So today we have seen the strong move again. I would assume that if this is from a low base coming up towards just the middle zone, the next target will be around the 1 ringgit and 16 cents level. Okay, so this is the idea. So before I go into the analysis of some of the stocks out there, I think maybe you all can do us a favor to share this video out to your friends. And if you have the share tag and then you have asked a question on that, then we will review your stocks by end of this session. So if you don't have the tag later on, maybe we won't be reviewing your stocks. But if you are able to share this and like this video out, to your friends, then if you have a share tag, then we will take your questions from that point. Okay, so I think we have talked about Panergy. We are going to Hwaseong. Hwaseong also being triggered today, this morning, around 9:30 as well. I think it was a good trade still, and it is still uptrend intact position. Support will be located around 74 cents level, and the breakout point was around 76 cents this morning. But it's the same pattern as the other players out there. And the next target will be around 88 cents level, or nearer target will be around 82.5 towards 88 cents. But overall, chart pattern seems to be positive, and we are likely to see further upside for Hwaseong. Okay. What about the just now we talk about plantation, oil and gas. Then we talk about maybe we talk about Semcam and also Hexstar. Semcam has been triggering this signal here around maybe 92, 92.5. And it has just moved sideways. And let's see in the daily chart, how does it look like? Okay, although it has been just moving sideways for this session, I presume that a lot of people are taking profit, but overall chart pattern is still uptrend intact. It has formed a good pullback earlier on. Then it has continued to see some surge here. So I hope that it can continue to see further upside towards the 1 ringgit zone. So that is the immediate target that we are looking at for Semcam. So overall, chart pattern is still great. I think there are some articles out there last week to say that they might, continue to see good growth from the Vietnam region, and that is where they are making good bucks in terms of their trading and distribution segments for the chemical products. So other than that, we also have Hexstar, also triggered us this morning. I think it has been breaking out. So this is also near towards the previous high range. But one thing that we are looking at very carefully here is why there is such a good formation that we think that today it might run is because these two bars here. Okay, these two bars was trading around this range, and it wasn't able to break out and close above that level. Normally, when it crossed, then next day it should pull back. This is the same thing, cross and then it pull back. But this day itself, it has crossed but didn't pull back. So I thought, we can take an opportunity to see whether does it continue to see follow through. So surprisingly, today it has broken out above this, resistance area. So we expect this to form some good upside, at least towards the 160 or even 170 level for Hexstar. And remember, Hexstar is related to chemical products that is related to plantation side. So when plantation, like just now I said, plantation sectors is actually moving and they need to boost their productions by using a lot of all these chemical products, then it makes sense for people to buy into these chemical related agricultural chemical products. So Hexstar is one of them. So I believe that it can still continue to trade high. Okay, Success Transformer. This morning, I think it triggered us a signal, but it pulled back right now. Although we can see that the pullback region is minor, but it still have some impact here. Hopefully that today it can sustain around the 94 cents level and move into sideways zone, and then hopefully that you can recover back towards 99 cents. Overall, it is still a very decent chart, and I would say that it might continue to move higher from this point. And the catalyst out there for this company is related to the LED and also power transmission products that they are always in, and the smart lighting, the smart city lighting LED, and that is also one catalyst for them as well. So Success Transformer, I think, is worthwhile to take note. And yeah, so that last one is P-Trans, Perak Transit. Is related to tourism sector that when PM mentioned about this interstate travel, I think about this company, because this company are doing a bus terminal, and also bus terminal will be flourishing if people are starting to travel around the peninsula from whichever area into Perak, and then within Perak itself they also have their state bus as well, and that is very helpful for them. If they can manage it well, I think this round, if people are really starting to travel, that will give them a boost in terms of their earnings. So bus terminal is one of the earnings. The other one is a state bus, and hopefully that they can sustain. So this morning it has a gap up formation, but I wouldn't be too worried about this selling pressure. I think it's just a profit taking activities on Friday's breakout. And we might be seeing some, pullback formation towards the 68 cents or even the 66 cents level. If there is a good rebound from that section, then I think it should be great move towards the 74, even towards the 77 cents on the mid to long term run. Okay, so just to give you an idea that today we have picked on these sectors. But if you really can't find a good counter to go in, or good sector to look out for, you always can go back to the traders list that we have. We always put in those lists much early on, and if there is some triggered point within these days itself, then it should prompt you for a good trading opportunity. Like this one is definitely a good one. This I think around 12 it has started to prompt us higher, and the next target will be around the 76 cents towards 79 cents, and support is around the 72.5. Okay, so Chapat is one of them. Fictus, you can see that Inno is also inside. Inno is under the plantation stocks. Jadam is construction material. It has gap up and pull back a little bit. Then MHC is also under the plantation counters, just started to break out again. Red tone, let's see red tone, what happened in red tone. You can see the red tone continue to trade higher as well. And revenue is starting to rebound higher as well. So overall, I would say that our stocks are generally all right. I would say once there is a good trigger, you may want to buy into it because those are the momentum buying opportunities that we use we use our strategy to filter out based on the market conditions. So when market conditions is right, normally there's a breakout, then normally it will trigger under our traders list or our daily picks. So just to sum up what I've said today, before I go into the Q&A section, okay? So I'm expecting the continuation pattern in terms of the KLCI because right now we are in the in the midst of recovering in various sectors. People are going out to dine into whatever they want to enjoy. They want to do revenge spending. They want to do revenge traveling. You can start from today onwards. And interstate travel, overseas travel, that has helped tourism sector. Even AirAsia and Airport and Genting and all these companies are actually up. So perhaps that is why all these are favorable trades for today's trading tone. Other than that, we can expect oil and gas to sustain, plantation to sustain, transport and logistics. I think I haven't touched on that, but basically we are seeing more and more of these related companies benefiting under this COVID-19 scenario. Although you can say that shipping rates are high, and shipping rates are actually eating into margins of most of players, but they are really benefiting out of this situation. So TNL, transportation and logistics, really makes sense at this point of time. And other than that, property just mildly. Financial services is banking stocks, industrial products maybe related to some P metal. You can see metal related. P metal was the one that we mentioned about aluminum prices. P metal is a beneficiary of it. Then MSC is related to copper, if I'm not mistaken, or copper or tin. But basically those are good opportunities because they are tagging along with the commodity prices right now. So if elevated firmer commodity prices will benefit them in terms of their selling price, and that should translate to their earnings. Okay, so I will start to take some questions here. I saw some of the question coming is flowing in, so I will take some questions from this point onwards. I will not comment further on our analysis because today it is definitely a good day, and we should be expecting all these small cap players, small cap companies to recover from this point onwards. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the small cap index because that is one way to justify whether your portfolio are actually making has a chance of having a very good opportunity to make good money or not. So like this position here, I think you can expect your portfolio to be green, and it should consistently trade or momentum should consistently trade higher from this point above the 17,000 level towards 17,300 points, and that is the previous high. So for your knowledge, small cap index covers around 60 to 70% of the counters in Bursa Malaysia. And so if you know these kind of stats, and if you know that the index is running higher, means your portfolio should be positive over the past 2 weeks. Okay, so that is how I view that you have a very good advantage in terms of probability in making good money in Malaysia. Okay. So I will just take a few questions from the floor because I saw a lot of people asking Hibiscus, DNAX, Sapura, Valesto, CEKD, SAM, JAX, Maybach, Samaiden, Prakat. So mainly related to oil and gas, this solar related, and transportation and logistic, and some of the SAM is under the also aerospace and also the EMS players, and JAX is also related to renewable energy and also energy resources. So I will just segregate this out because I've received these numbers of questions. So we'll take based on the sectors wise. Okay. So first of all, people have asked about the oil and gas sector. So Hibiscus has been rallying strongly. Since this part of the day, it has gap up, it pulled back, and then it gap up again here, 73, 74 cents, rate traded towards 90 over cents level. If you take a bigger view of this, it is it is at a pre-pandemic level. So it is actually tying, it is actually a bit lagged compared to the Brent oil prices. Brent oil prices has surpassed the pre-pandemic level since 1 week ago, but this is just starting to have stage the footing above the pre-pandemic level. So I would say that there is still more upside, but it needs to go through a consolidation phases before going before heading into a higher territory. So what I suggest here is that because it has moved straight away from 68 cents, 69 cents to this level, 30% upside. So I would say right now we shouldn't go too aggressive on this because it has went up too much higher. And we hope that it should sustain around this level here, maybe sideways for next 3 to 4 days before another rally. So it also will tie very strongly to the oil and gas, the crude oil prices. So hopefully the crude oil prices can maintain around 83. Then hopefully one day that it can surpass 85, 86 towards 90. Then hibiscus will trade accordingly to that level. But what I think right now is best is to hold on to profits until it breaks below the 87, 88 level. That would be the support that I'm looking at right now. And if there is a continuation pattern above this 86, 87 cents level, then the next level will be around 1 ringgit towards 1 ringgit and 7 cents. Okay. So the other one is DNEX. DNEX is also related, sort of related to hibiscus because they are having the same feel. And this DNEX is also having another sector which is related to tech counters, tech related sector. So right now it is definitely forming the triangle formation. I'm still waiting for the triangle formation to really break, but the previous break was just a false breakout, and it pulled back to this level. And then overall, I would say that it should continue to retest the previous high around the 81 cents towards 88 cents. And if 88 cents really comes, then that is considered as a breakout, and we can actually anticipate further upside towards 95 or even 105. But based on this trend here, we should expect some of the breakouts and target to be around 1 ringgit and 30 cents on the mid to long term position. Not so much of a short term, but mid to long term position for the next. So that is the upside that we are looking at, but we need to see the firm breakout first. Okay. So the other thing that counters related to oil and gas would be Sapura Energy and Valesto. Let's check it out. So Sapura Energy definitely is trying to recover, but it's still not as strong as the rest of the players. But sentiment-wise, I think it should be able to sustain maybe around this level towards maybe 12 cents level for the near-term target. Then we will really need to see what is happening after that. Overall trend has been down. So right now it's just a technical rebound and not much of a very strong alpha play for this. Valesto sideways move for 15.5 cents, very specky counter, and near-term target would be around the maybe 18 cents, 18.5 towards 19 cents level. That would be the range that we are looking at for the time being. But certainly when some of the counters are already up, they need to switch counters to the same sectors. Then this kind of a lagged play would come in. So Valesto would be part of the lagged counters that may profit from that. So I've taken most of the oil and gas counters. Let's move on to maybe foundation counters. Just now we have mentioned Inno. Inno is still positive, and the counter has been making great progress in terms of the higher highs and higher lows formation much earlier compared to the rest of the players. If you look at Siam Plantation, the laggard, these are still the laggards, but Inno is some of the leaders in the market because it has moved around within the same period of time. It has moved around 20%, 10% more than the rest of the players. So upside is still there, just that it needs to go through maybe a slight consolidation around maybe 4 to 5% before another run up again for next period of time. But certainly it has been turning into a very good position. So if it is able to form some good support near towards the 122, 125 level, and that should be the range that maybe you have to take note of from this point. Okay, so this is Inno. I don't think there is any plantation counters again. So we go into maybe solar related counters like St. Minden and also Pekat. SolarWest has went into market approved and should go into the main market by this week, and St. Minden should be also favorable to trade because I think overall sector wise they are in a very good position due to the idea that renewable energy is one of the main focus in under the 12 MP. So we believe that there are some initiatives or some policies that may benefit the solar related counters. So that's why you may ask Louis, maybe this counter can it be traded ahead of the budget? I would say yes, and we are going to expect this kind of breakout move from this St. Minden going forward. But certainly right now we are going to monitor for a sideways ranging mode. Normally when it rebounds, it should hold slightly in a range bound mode below the trend line before the breakout happens later stage. Okay, so that is the whole idea here: the rebound, the sideways, and then a breakout. So if there's a breakout about this this trend line here, it would be a very good risk and reward trading opportunities for St. Minden. Okay, the other one is Pekat. Pekat is also having some good moves after this SolarWest news on transfer to main listing. Main board listing. So the rebound happened today and the breakout happened also today around 73 cents level. Next target is around 76.5 towards the 80 cents level. I think this is probably just starting to rebound, but haven't go into a very exponential strong rally yet. So we have to monitor the after the technical rebound, how does it trade, and once there's a good breakout again after the flag formation or sideways ranging mode, then we will see upside for this. So right now it's just a downtrend rebound mode. We have to wait for another round of pullback, then rally. Okay. So other than that, OCK is also under renewable energy and telco related counters. They are also having some solar farms, and so this counter is still going up, but it's not as aggressive as Tita, Opcom kind of counters. But this is a slow and steady. Definitely, if really people are putting emphasis on the what do you call this telco side, OCK is one of the main focus because they are the leader in terms of the telco towers. So OCK should be able to sustain its move towards 52.5, 54, or even 57.5. So I think ahead of the budget, you can actually position yourself in this kind of counters. I think there is very good chance you should be able to trade into much positive mode going forward. Okay. So other than that, we've covered the oil and gas, solar. We've covered the OCK. What else? We have JAX. We have I'll just go through a little bit more. I think we'll take around 10 more stocks before we end this session. Okay, JAX Resources is under one of the stock picks under our coverage for fundamental, and also we have put in this counter for the market outlook, and it has went down lower, but it's all right because the whole total stock picks that we have mentioned, most of them are green, just that one or two or three or four are actually in the negative region. So depends on how you look at it. I would say that they are firing up both segments. One of it is renewable energy in renewable energy in local front. Then they have Vietnam coal thermal power plant as well. So power plant is generating the most earnings for them over the past 2 quarters. And the other thing that we like about JAX is because they are also under construction sector, which will benefit out of this budget 2022 sentiment. So I would believe that this is just a short-term pullback, but overall we should be able to see further upside towards at least the 53 cents or even higher. For the time being, I think it's a rebound play. Rebound move may last until 53 cents for JAX Resources. Okay, I go into Maybach, which is related to transportation and logistics. Right now, it's just taking some time to pull back, but I would say that overall chart pattern is still decent. A breakout pullback and continuation doesn't hurt this company too much. I'm still maintaining the view that it should go up to 85.5 or even 1 ringgit level. Before I go into things, we may want to check out this BDI index, because BDI index is always a telltale sign of what is happening in the Baltic Dry Index segment. So if you look into this Baltic Dry Index chart here, you can see that 2011 here is actually the highest point since 5,000. So it's since that 2008. So it's around 12 to 13 year high. Okay, 12 to 13 year high. And if you notice, before the collapse in terms of the BDI index, it was during 2008, which is 2008, and that time is around 11,000 level. So if we can see that this is a good rally, then it might sustain to 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. Then it will benefit the Maybach in a way. Okay, so Maybach sentiment is definitely coming from this BDI index. So so my view is that still positive. We have put in, I think, this counter, I think, much earlier on, and it has triggered us, definitely have triggered us earlier on. So this is waiting time to come, which the index has already risen above the 13-year high, but the Maybach has still been just consolidating sideways. So I would say that right now it's time to be more aggressive, because the small cap index are going up. Okay, so other than that, we have MYEG, SAM, CKD. Okay, MYEG is still positive today. I think they are also related to some travel, tourism related. That is why it is going up. So something like the pass or passport related, that you need to travel, you need to also use their services, something like that. Okay, I'm not quite sure whether this is true or not, but that is what the market talks is having right now. But overall, I see that there is a very, very good opportunity because of this breakout here, and the higher high, higher low formation has been formed around this section and has gone higher around this area as well. So overall position, I would say that it has been very fruitful, and the breakout here will tell you that it has a lot of people buying into them, and we should be aiming for upside towards the 1.11 ringgit. So support will be located near towards let's say 96.5 cents level. Okay, SAM Engineering, this is one of the favorite recently, and it has been just turning sideways. Recovering theme will also help them because they are under the aerospace related products as well, services. So trading range, I think, will be around this 22 towards 25. Will not go too much away from this, and still uptrend intact position for SAM Engineering. CEKD, the recent very hot counter, still continue to trade higher after the breakout of the IPO days high. 62 cents went up to around 97 cents. That is around more than 31 cents, which is more than 50% return in 2 days. And I think there are still more upside to this. I believe that it is very much needed kind of position for their services, because they are under the cutting tools, or sorry, cutting related services that they need to cut these corrugated paper packaging products. So these are neat and high demand during this COVID-19 environment. So CKD, worthwhile to look at it. The Joe Jacks, we have talked about it. So I'll just take last three stocks, which is one of it is Encom. Encom, I think, also has been moving up higher and higher. I think it is related to also their subsidiaries, Encom Logistics Berhad and things like that. But overall, it has been rallying since this 1 ringgit at 56, 57 cents level. Right now, it's just pulling back. So it's one of the healthy pullback. I would suggest that if you have this counter, maybe you want to take profit first, then only wait until a certain range where the risk and reward are favorable. Then you have to start to position yourself into this counter again. Overall, I don't see any negative trend emerging. Just that mild pullback should be the way to go for at least a couple of more days before the uprun in the future. Okay. So other than that, we have KGB. KGB, we have coverage on this. It is also under our market chat report. We did put this in, and I still think that there are still more upside. It is not the end for this counter. This is just a mild pullback, but I would say that there is also another good potential breakout that's coming. We are still waiting for the potential breakout. I would assume that it should retest at least the 2 ringgit or even the 2 ringgit 20 cents level for this counter. KGB is certainly the sector, the company that is related and proxy towards the tech counters. So tech counter is too expensive, but KGB is not that expensive, but they have a lot of good expansion plans based on the investments from the technology counters, okay, technology heavyweights. Okay, KGB, Encom covered. So last two will be Kobe and OMH. Okay, Kobe is related to precision engineering. We see this as a good breakout happening around the 508 last week, and the uptrend is still very steady. I would say that this has nothing on the downside risk yet. So next upside will be seen towards the 556, 572. That is quite sure. I would say that based on the readings on the technical indicators, this is quite clear cut that it will hit around this zone here. Okay. So last one will be OMH. OMH is also some of the very a hot topic recently because of their products. It's having a very strong in terms of the global front. The FeSi. FeSi is ferrosilicon and also silicon manganese. These two products are due to this China supply disruption because of the power crisis in China. It has constituted to this rising trend in terms of these two products. And they are also able to produce next year. They intend to produce silicon metal. Silicon metal. One of the peers that you can take note of is PMB Tech. So PMB Tech has been rising quite substantially as compared to OMH. So OMH should try to mimic or try to be quite similar to the trend of PMB Tech if they have the product in for silicon metal by next year. So normally people would trade ahead of the events happening. So OMH is could be one of the beneficiary out of this situation of because the FeSi and also silicon manganese and also silicon metal is getting higher. So it's still at high position, all-time high area. So I would say that it should retest the 4 ringgit 20 cents towards 4 ringgit and 70 cents level over the near to midterm. This is also one of the counters under our market chat as well. So overall, we have given an idea that commodity cycles, these are related commodities, is in a super cycle right now. Those that has the products under the commodities that can sell the ASP higher, that they will benefit out of this scenario over the next 2 quarters or even 3 quarters until the the CRB, the commodity index comes down. Then perhaps we will change the view. But for now, I think tag along with all these segments will not hurt your portfolio too much. Okay, so that will be it for today. We have covered around 45 minutes for today's section, and hopefully you have a good trading day ahead, and hopefully you make more money from the stock market. So stay tuned for our next M Plus Risk highlights next week, and thank you so much. I would see you again next week. Thank you. Bye bye.